Hi guys, and welcome back to another episode of our VGC 19 Battle series. We're here, we are kicking into the Moon series, early stages still, but we played a new team last week on the channel. If you missed any of that, go back up here and you can check out all the matches from this team from last week. We had some incredible games, so I would suggest go back and watch those before we come into this week. But if not, and you've already seen them, we'll kick into it today. We're going to continue playing on with this Yveltal Groudon build. We've got Tapu Koko, Stakataka, Incineroar and Tapu Fini. Just to give you a quick recap, we've got the Assault Vest on the Yveltal, the Groundium on the Groudon, the Focus Sash on Tapu Koko, Chopper Berry on Stakataka, Berry and Berry on Tapu Fini and Incineroar. So without further ado, we'll get into it. As always, if you enjoy this sort of content, please make sure you do leave a like to support the channel. Make sure you do subscribe to the channel as well so you don't miss any of this content coming out. Hit that notification bell so you get the notifications when these videos are going up, and also remember to leave your comments in the comment section below, because you know how much I love hearing from you guys. So let's get into it. We're going to jump in, put some music on, and have a good time in today's episode. So we've not been doing too bad with the team so far over the last week. Hopefully that continues on today. Let's choose some music to kick us into it, and hopefully it doesn't take too long to find an opponent. What are we going to go with? Necrozma Vision 2, why not? Let's kick into it in style today, and like magic we have our first opponent. So hopping straight into team preview, we'll take a look at the team, which is Xerneas, Groudon, Talonflame, Smeagol, Tapu Koko and Incineroar. So lots of support options here for my opponent's Pokemon, which will be the big powerhouses of Xerneas and Groudon, that restricted pairing there. Talonflame going to be interesting for my opponent because it's got Gale Wings ability, good access to that fast speed control with its Gale Wings priority, making the Tailwind +1, almost guaranteeing that it's able to set that up. Smeagol going to be a bit of an issue for us because it supports the Xerneas so well. They've got Intimidate, Fake Out support from the opposing Incineroar, and then Tapu Koko as well, just the fast pivot on the team as well, causing a lot of issues for things like Yveltal for ourselves. So I think here Intimidate is very important for us, as well as Tapu Koko, because Tapu Koko gives the immunity from the Smeagol's lovely kisses, spores and things like that, etc. We've got Grass Knot to hit the Groudon and fast damage to pivot out onto the Xerneas. I think we do bring Stakataka here, and probably do we leave Xerneas at home for this one? Yveltal at home for this one, I should say. And I'm going to bring Groudon as our last option here, so we'll get into it straight away, kicking in. Speed of light! And get into this one. Good luck to my opponent, and hopefully it is an exciting battle to kick us off today on this beautiful Monday. White screen, not for too long, so that's alright. Be interesting to see what my opponent leads with. I can see the Talonflame maybe coming out, but with the Koko on our side, maybe not. So we're going to see Groudon and Incineroar. It's a nice lead from my opponent, especially if the opposing Incineroar has a faster Fake Out option for us. It puts us in a bit of a precarious position, especially because we haven't bought our Yveltal, have something strong in the back. But we do get the Intimidate off before the opposing Incineroar, which is very nice, although we're likely here just going to trade Fake Outs. One of the things I probably want to do here, rather than trade Fake Outs and pivot out, is just make a hard switch into Groudon ourselves. It puts a lot of pressure onto the pair in front of us, and we'll just protect Tapu Koko. We want to preserve that Sash. We don't want to just trade Fake Outs, lose the Sash, and then the next turn we're in a real awkward position where we have to potentially pivot out with our Koko into something else, take Precipice Blades on the way in, and all sorts of bad things can happen. So we need to make sure that we're making the most out of Tapu Koko when we can. We're going to see Groudon switch straight out into Tapu Koko, so my opponent pulling a lead, you know, copying us, mirroring our lead, but we might see the Incineroar just go for a U-turn here onto our Groudon. It would make a lot of sense if they did, and there it is, and into the Groudon. Going to be able to probably pivot in their own Groudon and again copy exactly what we're doing. And the thing is, the next turn, we've got to be a bit careful about is the double up onto Groudon with the Grass Knot and Moonblast from the Xerneas, from the Tapu Koko Xerneas, if the Xerneas does come in here, but it is the Groudon. And then for my opponent, it all depends on, like, I'm kind of tempted here just to go Precipice Blades and Grass Knot, because that combination should get the Groudon, and it will get the Koko as well. And with the Sash, it gives us that little bit of security where we know Tapu Koko isn't going to just freely get knocked out. Well, we are going to get the Grass Knot here into the Groudon, do good damage to it, and yeah, it should put it in range for Precipice Blades to take it out. We're going to see Volt Switch from the opposing Tapu Koko, which means if we are, we're probably slower than the opposing Groudon. Seeing the damage coming out from that Grass Knot from our Tapu Koko onto the Groudon, you would think it's probably more fast defensive Groudon. It means that we'll probably lose Tapu Koko in the process here, but it's not the end of the world. Tapu Koko's doing a little bit of a job and it's getting some return on. Yeah, there's the Precipice Blades coming out, and as long as we hit our Precipice Blades, then I don't mind this too much. It gives us then a free switch into our Incineroar this next turn, and allows us to put a bit of pressure on. Of course it misses. Of course it misses. Oh, Jesus, really. I mean. What can you do, guys? What can you do? I mean, yeah. I mean, this is one of the things that I do hate about Groudon. I'm going to Precipice Blades again, and I'm going to have to fake out the opposing Groudon. Although I could fake out the opposing Incineroar here, because I feel like the Groudon probably protects, maybe. If I can get rid of the Incineroar, it'd be nice. So the Incineroar switches out. Is Groudon going to protect? Or is it going to stay in and go Precipice Blades again and definitely hit everything on our side of the field? Groudon protects, so that's fine. I'm doing big damage. I think I'm going to go... should I go Tech Rage into the Xerneas in case it does, and then go Roar as well into the Xerneas? Or should I go Precipice Blades? I feel like Precipice Blades. I think we take an attack with... I'm going to go Precipice Blades, because we need to get rid of Groudon, and I'm going to go Roar. Because Incineroar should take a Precipice Blades on -1 from the opposing Groudon. There's a Geomancy. So as long as that Precipice Blades hits and we don't see a Tectonic Rage come out from the opposing Groudon into our Incineroar, then I think we're going to be alright. All depends though. Like, we should never be in this position anyway, because Precipice Blades should miss, but it's such a dumb move, it does miss. Especially the Pokemon that you want it to hit every time. We'll probably have a double miss here. There's a Tectonic Rage, so that's the one thing that we didn't want to happen. But at the same time, we've got, as long as our Precipice Blades hits, then we've got Stakataka in the back to come in, which can help us disrupt my opponent, especially against that Xerneas. We'll lose Incineroar here for sure. There's no way we take a -1 Tectonic Rage, and it's just about hitting our Precipice Blades of our own now. That's the big thing. Problem is my opponent gets their Incineroar in. Now, which does have access to Fake Out, which can really disrupt us. Yeah. If we just hit that Precipice Blades earlier, like, we would still have Incineroar. These 2 weeks have been just nothing but complaining about Precipice Blades missing and RNG shenanigans. I think you have to fake out. I think you go probably Dazzling Gleam. It makes me want to go Precipice Blades. But if we lose Groudon here, that could be, like, we could just double protect. No, I'm going to actually attack, because it'd be nicer to get through this turn, not get the Trick Room up, and then have the potential to... I'm hoping that my opponent doubles in on the Stakataka. There's a Fake Out into Stacks. Moonblast into Stacks, please? No, into Groudon, of course. Yeah, that makes us lose it. I mean, we could have just protected Groudon that turn, but then the next turn we're in a position where we have to go double protect. I mean, we can still win if we get the Trick Room up, potentially, because we still got Rock Slide. So we'll go for the Trick Room. Can Stacker bring this back? Because Incineroar could be close to being KO'd by Rock Slide. Jesus. U-turn. Okay. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense to bring the Koko in, so then you can bring the Incineroar in. I mean, Precipice Blade's missing. It's just a big thing here for us, so like, I don't know what else to say really. We get the Trick Room up. Well, like I say, if we could still win by just flinching our opponent a gazillion times. But the Xerneas probably protects this next turn, and we probably see Incineroar come in. And if you keep the Koko out on the field now, you've just got to rely on flinches. Double flinches, lots of double flinches we need. There's one, there's two, okay, so it's on like Donkey Kong. There's another Rock Slide, should take the Xerneas down. But switching in the Incineroar. Oh, and you're going to need another one, another double flinch. Nah, there's the Volt Switch there. And that's enough. Okay, that's it. Yeah. Good game to my opponent. Precipice Blades strikes once again. Which is very, very upsetting for all parties, but never mind. I mean, this is why I would never take Groudon to a tournament, I don't think, for these reasons, really. That's like primarily why, because I just feel like it costs you too many times and too many really like key positions. I'd rather something a lot more reliable. We've got Andrea up as our next opponent, and we'll jump in. So we are going to be seeing Xerneas, Yveltal, Landorus, Tapu Koko, Toxicroak, and Amoonguss. So Stakataka good here, Tapu Koko good here. So I do probably want to bring both of those. I think Incineroar for the Intimidate support is very nice, and maybe Groudon again for the Sun. So I'm going to go with that Incineroar, Tapu Koko lead, and Stacker and Groudon in the back, and just lock straight in. And we don't worry about anything else, so we'll get straight into this and just wait on our opponent picking their team. Things to watch out for, I think, are obviously the Amoonguss if we get the Trick Room up, but that's why we've brought Tapu Koko to kind of alleviate the spore options that my opponent's got there. We just need to manage our terrain a little bit. Groundium probably on the Landorus, I would imagine, if the Yveltal has got Tailwind support. I think it is something that you need in a Groundium. Landorus team needs to be in control to kind of work well, I feel, but maybe not. Maybe my opponent feels comfortable with what they've got with the spot options like Toxicroak and Amoonguss with the Fake Out and Redirection respectively to be enough support to help that Groudon maneuver. It could be Scarfed Groudon as well, Landorus as well, which kind of we'll find out now if the Intimidate procs before the Electric Terrain goes up. And there we go, it is Scarfed Landorus, the giveaway, the big giveaway. So that's alright though, that's not too bad. Don't mind that, we don't have to worry too much about the Tectonic Rage. And we can quite freely just fake out that Landorus turn 1 if we want to, and just go Volt Switch into the Xerneas. Or do we hard switch? No, I think we Volt Switch in, because then we can get Groudon in. So Landorus switching out, we just hard switch, predicting that Fake Out into that slot, and Xerneas protecting. Okay. This makes things a little bit more difficult for us, because one thing that we do have, okay, so that's fine, it's a red card. Come on, bring stacks in. Let's Groudon. I mean, I don't mind this either. This is fine. But we will Volt Switch this next turn and just, I think, substitute. Because I can see the Landorus coming in. for that Amoonguss to try and cycle some Intimidate support. Yeah, and there's the Amoonguss switch out. Lander's going to come in. But maybe a Volt switch and then a Tectonic Rage would be enough to get the Xerneas. Because what my thinking is, we preserve the Sash and the Coco as well, which is nice. Yeah, I would say the Xerneas is definitely in range for a -1 Tectonic Rage, even if it sets it up at that Geomancy this turn. Thing is though, what I would feel like my opponent probably does this next turn is go into Amoonguss with Landorus, the hard switch again because of that fake out support that we've got, just to protect the Xerneas a little bit more, but then it opens the door for us to potentially go roll into the Xerneas. And I think I'm quite happy to go like double in on that slot with a Tectonic Rage and a roll, because if it protects then it means we'll take a -1 Earthquake for sure, but there's always the chance of Earthquaking and then Moonblast into the Incineroar. But I don't know, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do this Tech Rage into the Xerneas and then the roll. Get rid of that. Get rid of that threat. I do feel like we've not got too many options in our team to deal with Landorus Therian very well though. We kind of rely at the minute on, especially when we don't bring Fini, like Intimidate supporting and then just chipping it down with other options. We don't have really too many solid ways to hit it, so it has a pretty decent time against our team in general. I'm going to say the Xerneas just protect here, so that's perfect as an Earthquake comes out, and we'll be able to get some damage onto this Xerneas as well with the Tectonic Rage. So now we're going to be able to take that quite comfortably, considering it's an Earthquake, because that -1. Here's the Z move from Groudon. It'll be through the Protector. It's not going to do too much damage, but any little bit of damage is nice, isn't it, at this point? And we're going to be able to roll the Xerneas out, which is always a nice option of having Roar and Incineroar. And I think because when you have Yveltal doing no damage, having Yveltal in the team kind of alleviates the need for a Dark type attack on Incineroar a lot of the time. So bye bye Geomancy boosts, and we will see the Yveltal hit the field. So you know my opponent's 4 Pokemon now. Let's Fire Punch Landorus and let's bring in I think we're gonna have to sack something and potentially U-turn out on the Landorus. We know it's locked into Earthquake. It's gonna Earthquake again, probably take down the Incineroar here, but I can't switch in Stakataka, I can't switch in Coco. We're probably going to take a foul play from this Yveltal. Yeah, there we go. We should take it. Yeah, we do. Well, that Intimidate on us has helped out massively. Let's bring in Coco. We're not going to be able to do. We're not getting the damage we need to, but we need to pressure the Yveltal. Now, does Yveltal have the Assault Vest? That's the question. I'm just going to go for another Fire Punch onto the... because I could double the Landorus. The Landorus, like we've already highlighted, is a massive problem for us. And it's whether or not the Amoonguss comes in on that Yveltal slot, which we could go double in on it just in case it does, but there's every chance it could protect. I'm kind of tempted to go Thunderbolt and Fire Punch into that slot. Yeah, because we're not going to see a switch out, and Coco will be able to take this Earthquake. But we're not really concentrating too well on this Landorus, which is the problem here. Thunderbolt got to come out. Yeah, and I think the thing now is that we... Oh, okay, Snarl, so... And the Fire Punch, not going to be enough. Let's get the burn. Now sun fades as well. Yeah, I don't think we win this one now. We've only got stacks in the back. We needed Yveltal for all this ground abuse that we're getting right now. We're in such a horrible position. There's not really anything we can do. We can't switch in Stakataka at all. And my opponent has just got... I mean, the only thing we can do is get Stakataka. Like, Volt switch out. Hopefully we get Stakataka in. And then get a double protect with Groudon. Hopefully we survive the earthquake. Get the Trick Room up. But now getting the Trick Room up means that Amoonguss comes in and can spore everything. But yeah, we can't win. We can't win this one. We cannot win. We cannot win, lad. Just having no answers to the Landorus is like, it's been far too much for us. We just haven't got the utility we needed Tapu Fini in this matchup. And like, even getting the Trick Room up now is not the best thing for us at all. We could protect and Gyro Ball into the Landorus, but Earthquake's gonna, even -1's gonna do way over 50%, puts us in range for the next turn. I don't think we do get the double protect off with Groudon. Not that it really helps us. There's no reason for my opponent to even switch out here. Yeah, I mean, this is just... And they double in on the stacker. Oh, they don't. They go into the Groudon. I don't think Gyro Ball's enough to get the Landorus though here, is it? Wow. Okay, it is. That's surprising. We do get a Beast Boost. It's not really going to help us against this Yveltal though. And we probably... Oh, we're going to see the Xerneas come in now. Yeah, we just lose this. We lose this. I can't believe we got rid of the Landorus though. Okay, so Amoonguss coming in for my opponent. I mean, again, it's not really, we're not in a great position. We go for the triple protect, and then we go rock slide. And if we get rid of the Yveltal, then maybe there's some weird way we can do this. I doubt it though, because the Rage Powder support's just too strong. Triple protect fails, foul play coming out. Is it going to be to the Groudon? Yeah. And the Amoonguss will just put stacks to sleep. Oh, it just goes Grass Knot, not even wanting to mess around here. This should be enough. Oh, does we actually take it? So we're going to get a little bit more out of Stakataka, get this Yveltal. But now with the Xerneas coming in, the Amoonguss faster than the Stakataka. There's no chance. We needed a 50% berry here to give us any kind of momentum of pulling this one back, but it doesn't look like it's going to be possible for us in this one. So that's just one of the things we have to deal with. So it's fine, it's fine, it's fine. We'll rock slide again. Actually, yeah, we will, because I know how much I like knocking out an opposing Pokemon if it's down to the last one. So we'll give my opponent all the creds and allow them to do this. And I'll just say a very good game to my opponent. It really highlighted, it's a bit like what we missed with the you know, highlighting things that you miss in the team, like we had with the Ho-Oh. I think the options that we've got against Landorus Therian are really highlighted here. So I think looking at options here to have a look at what we can maybe do to patch that up as well. So there's two Pokemon that we need to look at that are going to be very popular in this format that we need to address. So I will just say thank you very much for coming, tuning in, watching. Hope you enjoyed the episode, guys. Do leave a comment, leave a like, all that shebang, and we'll see you for the next one. So until then, take care of yourselves and bye bye.